the way down. What is up, everybody? What is up, everybody? Now, first thing first, before I tell y'all why I'm eating, can I get a God is good in the chat? Because God is good all of the time. Can I get a God is good in the chat, y'all, please? Let me start seeing those in the chat. And while y'all are putting that in the chat, hit the like button. Hit the like button, please. Why not hit the like button, y'all? It takes no time to do it. You know what I'm saying? Now, while I'm eating, me and my sister, who's my creative director, we were out shooting 1-minute videos in different places. And we were getting the videos done. And on the last shot, I came back to the car and I realized my keys were locked in the car. And my keys were locked in the car, and I had to call a locksmith. A locksmith came, unlocked the car within 5 seconds, and charged me $150. And I'm back here now. And that's what just happened, okay? Now, for those that are watching, You may have noticed I've gone live a little bit earlier. I'm going live a little bit earlier because they say around this time is when the majority of the people that subscribe to me are on YouTube. Now, I've gotten a lot of complaints because people said they subscribed to me and haven't seen my content in months. People are saying they didn't see my last video. People are saying they're not seeing any of my content on YouTube. And I'm getting the same thing on Instagram, the same thing on Twitter, the same thing everywhere, except for probably Rumble. I'm sure people on Rumble see me. And I'm getting shadow banned more than I feel like I've been shadow banned ever. Because usually it's one platform shadow banning you at one time. Now it's just I'm shadow banned on every platform right now. And what I'm saying isn't a complaint, but if you're watching this and you're not subscribed to allccg.com, please subscribe because I can't get shadow banned on there. And now maybe you know why we created the website to begin with, so we don't have to deal with stuff like this, even though we're going to have to deal with it anyway. I noticed y'all, I know I'm shadow banned. There is nothing I can do. This is the atmosphere on social media for people that are Christian and conservative. And all we have to do is continue pushing through. That's the only, like, this is probably the, the shadow ban is getting worse and worse, by the day. But we're going to still have a live stream. Once again, before I get into it, obviously, me and Tyson James are releasing an album called All CCG Friday, only on allccg.com. It will never be anywhere else. It will only be on allccg.com. $7 a month. Someone said I haven't seen anything from you in forever, and I'm subscribed. Part of the game. I can't do nothing about it. All I can do is keep pushing, bro. Like, we only have 60 people on YouTube. This is the lowest I've ever had on a YouTube live stream in like so long. It's just a part of the game, y'all. Part of the game. We're gonna still have the live stream as if nothing is happening. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about these things happening. All right, let's get into it. As I eat, we're about to show you the first story of the day, obviously. And it's gonna be Scott Adams. So we're gonna go to Scott Adams. If y'all haven't heard, Scott Adams was canceled by everybody. And a lot of people saying what he said is racist and things of that nature. We're going to see. So he had an interview with Hotep Jesus explaining the entire situation of why he was canceled and things of that nature. And I want to see if, what happened. So I think this starts at 19 minutes where they go over and they go the clip that he was canceled for. And we're going to actually see, if he deserved to be canceled. Let's see what he said.
This poll, not according to me, according to this poll.
Let's go back a little bit more. I thought that wasn't back enough. Here we go.
Absolutely. I'm trying to find the right clip because a lot of them are long and they're mostly 2 minutes and 18 seconds. All right, let's just grab this one and then we'll put it on your screen. Give me a second. People will be on your screen. And
now, again, if y'all don't know, everybody's calling Scott Adams racist. He's been canceled from, I think, every newspaper. He basically lost his entire career over the span of the last 2 days. And I haven't seen this clip yet. So this is my first time reacting to Scott Adams. Here we go.
In just a moment. So we'll do here. So you should see me and Scott now on your screen. And then you'll see the video right now. And then I'll release the audio and then we'll be playing this. Hold on one second.
So if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a...
What he is referencing is a new poll that basically said half of black people don't think it's okay to be white. Let me let y'all know something. That poll is cap. So nobody with common sense should believe that poll. That is some fake internet stuff. It's not a representation of reality. Matter of fact, most black people literally laugh if you ask them, is it okay to be white? They'll be like, what kind of stupid question? What type of stupid question is that? That's the true reaction you would most likely get. So do not be dismayed by like these weird type of polls. But let's continue the video.
A hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, you know, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away.
I didn't know it was going to be cursing. I apologize, but let's continue watching the clip. I didn't know it was going to be profanity.
Wherever you have to go, just get away.
Just get away.
Because there's no fixing this.
All right, so I couldn't hear the clip, but
it's still going.
Right, this can't be fixed.
Do you want me to play the whole thing?
Escape.
Okay. Before we play Scott Adams explaining himself, on face value, I understand why this seems terrible. Right? Supposed to stop talking about eating this gross? Nope, I do what I want. So I understand why people would be upset at that. But the context, you shouldn't be upset. He is saying if this poll is true, and if over 50% of black people in this country don't think it's okay to be white, he's saying get away from black people. He said it's a hate group. He is not calling black people a hate group. This is how I'm viewing it off this clip. He's not calling black people overall a hate group. That'd be idiotic. That's the same thing people say about white people. But he is saying that if the poll is true, and the notion is that over 50% of black people don't even like white people, why would you want to be around that group of people? That's what he said based on if the poll is true. Is literally what he said. And I've even seen a lot of conservatives take this out of context. I think people are taking this so far out of context. I'm not upset at what he said. Like, what are you talking about? If somebody said over 50% of white people don't like black people, I'm getting away from white folks. I mean, what do you mean? This isn't racist. He's been canceled over this. Now, I mean, I could be missing some extra context, but I mean, I'm gonna let him explain it. People are so dang old sensitive. Oh my goodness. Y'all are so sensitive. And Hotep Jesus, he's pro-black. So if what he said was racist, then wouldn't Hotep Jesus be upset with him and not allow him on his platform? Because Hotep Jesus is a pro-black guy. He cares about the color of his skin. And me and Hotep Jesus are friends, but my goodness. This irritates me. All right, let's go to him explaining this. I'm not gonna lie. That was my first time hearing that, period. I don't know what the crap has been going on. I want to do a blind reaction. Oh my goodness, this is just annoyed me. All right, let's watch. Let's see the explanation.
So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood
wherever you think.
That's good.
Stop it wherever.
That's good. So you said get away.
So
a controversy.
No, I just messed up. I was about to say, y'all, obviously he's a cursor. So if he cursed, I apologize. I literally have not seen this at all.
Is to get the hell away from black people. Just get.
I owe the world a clarification. Okay. Clarification is this. I'm opposed to any form of discrimination against individuals. You know, not your neighbor, not the person applying for a job. You know, marry who you want, date who you want, friends who you want.
He's obviously liberal and cringe because of that statement, but continue.
I have no opinion on that, except everybody should be treated as individuals, period. And from a constitutional legal sense, everybody has to be treated the same, period. So those things I think everybody agrees on.
Yeah.
The second thing I said that was controversial, and I think some of the context got lost, is that if you're not in a constitutional legal sense and you're not talking to an individual, then for career maximization or life maximization. You might want to avoid people you think have a bad opinion of you. I'll give you some examples.
Okay, so it seems like he's saying exactly what I thought he was saying. If the poll is true, right? Let's continue.
If a man said to me, I've got a job offer, 2 places. One of them, it's a lot of men work there and I'm a man. And then another one where it seems like all the executives are women. So I got a suspicion that they wouldn't want to promote a man. So they asked my opinion. What would I say? I say, well, you don't know what all those women think. And certainly you shouldn't judge all of the women at this company by that pattern. But if your intuition is that they might not favor you as much as this other company, I would go where the discrimination worked in my favor. Here's another example. If a young Black person came to me and said, give me some life advice, I would say, don't go where you have the lowest risk, the lowest chance of succeeding. Go where you have the best chance. The best chance at the moment is you stay in school and try to get a job at a big Fortune 500 company that's trying to balance out their diversity. A very good goal. But that would put you at the top of the list, and you would automatically be, above all the white people applying for the same job if you have, similar qualifications.
All right, get to the point, Adam. Get to the point.
In the real world, people tend to have similar qualifications. I think people imagine that you can really tell who the good employee is going to be. Like, if you've ever hired, you can't do that. Nobody really knows. Like, within a similar band, you just don't know. So you're kind of guessing. Anyway, so that would be an example where a Black person should go where they have the biggest career advantage, which is, they would be discriminated in a positive way. If you were a Black man and asked me for advice, and you said, should I go work for a company in Cleveland or go somewhere where, not Cleveland, I guess, where there's a higher white percentage, which would be your competitive advantage? If you go to Cleveland, it's 53% Black, the city is. So let's say you work for a company in Cleveland, presumably you would be competing against a lot of other Black people of similar qualifications. But if you go to another place where there are fewer Black people applying for the same jobs, you go to the top of the white pile automatically, because diversity is something every company wants, and they should. Right? I'm in favor of this. Mm-hmm. By the way, I'm in favor of, and have always been in favor of, affirmative action. But I think you have to have a conversation at some point about how to phase it out, because once things get close, but before.
Okay, he is doing too much talking. Like, I'm not against what he's saying, but it's just, my goodness, get to the freaking point. I'm gonna be honest. This is why I don't watch people like Jordan Peterson. It's like, oh my goodness, bro. You could have said this in 20 words, but you decided to write an entire essay. My goodness.
Some places it's better to keep it. So likewise, if you're a white man in America and you're watching the news and you're seeing this thing called CRT, critical race theory, you're seeing DEI and ESG, they're all 3-letter things that have in common trying to reach some kind of equity, racial balancing kind of situation. Now, I'll ask you this question because maybe you can educate me. My understanding is that they all have at the base of their narrative that white people, mostly white men, have created a situation and continue to perpetuate one.
Bro, I feel like I'm committed to get to his point, but I'm already not against what he said, and I feel like he's just going to end up explaining what I know he is trying to explain, but it is taking him forever to get here.
One that's bad for Black people. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
So what would be the most natural way you would feel if the narrative from the media, from college, from high school, your teachers, your parents, if the media was very,
Somebody in chat had an awesome idea. Play it in double speed. I don't know how to do that. I've never done this before. What's double speed? 1.25?
say cohesive, and it said white people are the problem, do you think that would affect how black people thought about white people?
Yes.
Would it have any effect?
Yes.
And assuming it's a negative effect, would it be reasonable for somebody to say, wait, there's this group of people, I don't have any problem with any individual, and I don't want to change the Constitution, right? Everybody's got to be treated equally. But it's a little bit smarter for me to stay away from a group who has been brainwashed to dislike me exactly. Like me exactly. I'm a rich white guy in America. I'm very much right in the center of those crosshairs. Now, does that mean that I think everybody should avoid their neighbor? No. Does that mean I'm never going to talk to a black person? No. Does that mean I won't hire black people? No. Doesn't mean any of that. And also, I assume people know hyperbole when they say it, right? When I say stay away from black people, anybody who thought that was like a literal, like, yeah, all black people, if you see one coming, run. Like, there's a test I like to give for fake news where you just say the thing that's in the news and then you follow it with the words, really? Do you think that happened? Do you think that I went away from black people, every one of them, there's no exceptions, whatever you do, just ask yourself, was there any thinking behind it? Was there maybe a why? Anyway, so I forgot what I was saying.
Okay.
I bet you forgot what the crap you were saying. I bet. Okay, long story short, y'all, I can't. I'm sorry, I cannot. He may have said something different. If you think he said something that's different than what he already initially said, you can go watch this yourself. I am sorry. I've never seen him even speak before, but I refuse to continue watching this. It's taken up most of the daggone live stream. Listen. Man, my boy, whoo, that was a task. Hey, listen here. Let me just get back to what I said in the beginning. I agree. He was doing hyperbole. That was obvious. I do agree that if a poll is correct and it says the majority of black people don't like white people, I would also say stay away from black people. I mean, heck, never mind. Never mind. Listen, I'm sorry. So, I agree. That was a drama with him. He got fired from all of his jobs. I don't think he should have been fired. He is a liberal at the end of the day. So, it's happening to liberals, and now they can actually see the truth. Like I said, that is an interview with him and Hotep Jesus. It's like an hour and a half long. If you want to watch it, be my guest. Go watch it. But I'm going to be honest, that was a bit too long for my liking, and it's just my opinion. Now, for the next story, I'm sure a lot of y'all seen it. One of my, a show that I used to watch that I actually thoroughly enjoyed was called Breaking Bad. I actually enjoyed that when it was out. And the main actor, his name is Bryan Cranston. He had an interview where he essentially basically wearing MAGA is racist. That's quite almost literally what he said. And I'm going to show you, and this is what I find is the way liberals even think and the way they mind process things. I don't know if white liberals are trying so hard to make black people on the left feel better. I don't understand. It's almost like them videos when I see a white person kissing the feet of a black person. I cringe so hard when I see that, bruh. It's almost like it's real self-hatred. It's like you hate the fact that you're white, so you're trying as hard as you can to pander to black people. And I can't believe Walter did this, but y'all, watch this video. It's freaky, bro. Watch it.
We treated other human beings as slaves, and we're okay with that. When I see the Make America Great Again, my comment is, do you accept that could possibly be construed as a racist remark. And most people, a lot of people go, how could that be racist? Make America great again? I said, so just ask yourself from an African-American experience, when was it ever great?
First off, let me get this straight. Stop calling me African-American, bro. Hey. Stop calling me African-American. I ain't never been to Africa. I don't know nobody in Africa. I ain't got no cousins out there. Oh, I do want to go because their laws are based. I don't know if y'all see some of their laws. Very, very based. I'll actually show y'all. But I don't know nobody out there. Them folk don't know me. None of them people gonna call me their cousins. I ain't got no nieces, no nephews. None of that. Stop calling me African American. I was born in the United States of America. My ancestors were slaves, probably multiple down generations of slaves. Ain't none of these African folk, the people that traded us to come here to be slaves in the first place. They got stuff in return. They ain't cared since. Stop calling me African American. That's some bull crap that was propagated by Jesse Jackson. It actually became the thing. I can't stand when Donald Trump said. I can't stand with any. Stop calling me that crap, bro. I am black. I'm fine with a black American. Or just call me American like other people from other countries. If you go find a black person from the UK or a white person from the UK, they're gonna be like, are you American? Or however people from the UK talk. I know that sucks. But please stop calling me African American, bro. I'm black. Black.
In America for the African American. When was it great? So if you're making it great again, it's not including them. So it's to teach us in the woke world to open up and accept the possibilities that our privilege has created blind spots for us. And maybe I haven't seen what is really happening yet in all my years.
Shut up. Hey, Walter, shut up. I hate these types of arguments. When has America ever been great for an African American? When has America ever been great? Boy, this is not Jim Crow anymore. We are not under the 1960s. Of course, black people have been oppressed before in this country, literally by definition. But 95% of black folk alive today ain't never experienced that. So when you say, when was America great for black folk? First off, that ain't got nothing to do with what Make America Great Again represents. It's about the country itself being good. What does that mean? Low unemployment rate. What does that mean? Not very high inflation. Housing market doing good. People can afford stuff. People are making more money. People are doing better in this country. The life of people is better in this country. So when you say things like, when was it ever great for African Americans? Shut up. I'm black. And I got on a MAGA hat right now. Is this racist? Or what would you call me? What would you call me, Walter? Huh? What would you say about me with my MAGA hat on? What would you say? I want to know. I'm black. I know what a liberal black person would say. They'll call me coon, Uncle Tom, House Negro. They call the black women with MAGA hats on bed wench. You know, all these stuff like that, right? Because I grew up in a majority black community. I went to a black church. I went to public school. You can't say I'm not really black. You know how some people try to be like, you ain't really black, even though that doesn't mean anything. You can't say it about me. I got evidence. My whole life is on the internet. But hey, Walter, hey boy, what about me though? I'm black and wear the MAGA hat. All these people do not make any sense to me with this gay argument. Was America great from black people? I don't know. After the Civil Rights Act, I don't know, when they ended slavery. I mean, after Jim Crow. What does these things mean, bro? Let me get a fun fact. Under Jim Crow, I need to find the statistics. I don't like saying things without having the statistics on hand. But in the times we were oppressed in this country, matter of fact, I'm not going to even say that because I can't back it up right now. Let me back up this. Black people love to harp on things like Black Wall Street. And I'm going to tell you the problem when people teach black history in schools. They don't teach the full story ever. If you really research the history of Black Wall Street, you would understand that it's a story of perseverance and a story of overcoming versus a story of oppression. What do I mean by that? Black Wall Street, and a lot of y'all might not even know this in the chat, Black Wall Street was rebuilt within 5 years with help from a black lawyer. You know, during those times, black people were lawyers. From a black lawyer, with the local government pushing back against it, and they still got it rebuilt. You see what I'm saying? Stop this victim complex bull crap. Walter, one of them folks that'll go kiss the shoe of a black person because you don't like your own whiteness. What do you mean? America's been great for me my whole life. My entire life, America has seemed good to me. Matter of fact, it ain't so good right now. Inflation up. I just got charged $150 a dang on locksmith to get my key out my car. $150. That ain't so great. Gas prices still not as low as they were under Donald Trump, so that ain't so great either no more. Inflation is buku crazy. That ain't so great. So I mean, you're right. For black folk, you know, America ain't so great, you know, right now. You got a whole bunch of LGBT nonsense going on. Oh, but wait, that means it's not great for all Americans. Stop this weird narrative, bro. I cannot. Oh, listen, Republicans are cringe now. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Republicans are very, very cringe. And that includes Donald Trump. That includes people like DeSantis. I'm sorry. Republicans are becoming more liberal. They're falling for the LGBT crap. They're propping up gay people. They're propping up transgenders as long as they put on a MAGA hat. But let me tell you something. I can't stand me a liberal, bro. My goodness. Like low key, what he just did, right? And I used to say this, but it's cringe. I can't stand when conservatives be like, Democrats are the real racists. Like that's cringe. Like, let's stop that. But what I will say though, is who is he? Why do folk always like speaking for other people? How can Walter White speak for me? Or whatever his real name is. I done forgot it. I read it and forgot it. How can you speak for me? When was America great for black people? I just told you. Back to the. Let's get to the next story, man. These people be low key having me kind of hot. I ain't gonna cap. So once again, man, if you so upset at what Scott Adams said, I think you being overly sensitive about your skin color, bro. Like read what he said in context. Stop taking a liberal approach and just responding to things. Listen, read what the man said. I mean, listen to what he truly said and see if it's logical or not. Leave the emotion at the door. As far as Walter White, honestly, he's just another white liberal. They all do the same. They all say the same thing. They all do the same thing. I mean, it's just what it is. But for this next story, we have to read this first, right? I'm going to tell y'all what the Democrats are great at doing. They're great at pitting forth bills and acts that sound good on the surface. But then when you read it, which most people are not going to do, you understand how detrimental some of these bills are. And before we get to the next story, this bill that was passed by Biden is very relevant. And this is why I think Joe Biden is one of the worst presidents of all time. So this is the housing discrimination under the Fair Housing Act, right? So this is the Fair Housing Act that Joe Biden put forth, I think, in 2021. And what it is it protects people from discrimination when they are renting or buying a home, getting a mortgage, seeking house assistance, or engaging in other housing-related activities. Additional protections apply to federally assisted housing. Who is protected? Now, mind you, this sounds good, right? Yeah, people shouldn't be discriminated against. People shouldn't be discriminated against. Right? It all sounds good. Watch this, though. The Fair Housing Act prohibits discrimination in housing because of race, color, national origin, religion, sex, including gender identity or sexual orientation. Y'all get that, right? This how they slip it in there. Little one-word things can slip in something to make it very interesting, right? Now, let me tell y'all something. This is why things like that are terrible. Because it affects Christians. Everything I tell y'all on my live stream, these things are to attack Christians. It's always to attack Christians. Watch this. Christian college asks Supreme Court to stop Biden's trans dorm directive because they are forced to open up the girls' dorm rooms to male students that identify as transgender. My goodness. My goodness. A Christian college in Missouri is asking the United States Supreme Court to halt a Biden administration directive that requires schools to allow male students to be housed in women-only dorms or use the girls' showers. Now, we've seen this play out before. If you watch my live streams, we've seen what happened when they allowed transgenders into women's prisons. Women end up pregnant because it's a dude. College of Ozarks filed a petition for I don't know how to pronounce whatever this is, on Monday, asking the High Court to block a U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development directive forcing the academic institution to open up gender-specific campus dorms to those of the opposite sex. The directive requires the college to reverse its housing policy for 1,300 students. And unless the directive is enjoined, it makes the college cease statements of its policies, preventing it from following through on ongoing plans. Now, this jeopardizes the college's ability to function, causes emotional harm to students who rely on this, and will dissuade Christian students from attending the college. All of this is true, a true thing. Y'all know what we need to do. Get the stones. We need to get the stones out. Let's take it back. If we start, man, never mind. I ain't trying to get banned on YouTube. Allccg.com, allccg.com, $7 a month, you know. Alliance Defending Freedom, a legal nonprofit that has successfully argued religious liberties cases before the Supreme Court to help represent the Christian college. Now, this is how, I bet you a lot of y'all in the chat didn't even know of this policy, right? But you see how it affects Christians. Now, a Christian college, first off, I would literally, if I ran against a Christian college, there wouldn't be a transgender in the college. I mean, period, point blank. Let's just be clear. Because that's obviously against Christian principles, so they shouldn't be forced to even allow them on the college campus to begin with. Somebody said, Bryson, is your music video uncensored on your website? Yes. But look at how slick Democrats are. They slip this in, and it's going to affect Christians. Because once again, as I always tell y'all, this is all to attack Christians. I always tell y'all this all the time. This is all to attack Christians. You can't even run a Christian college now without being forced. Now, here go the thing. This is a clear case, in my opinion, where Republicans are better than Democrats, right? I don't think somebody like Trump or DeSantis would ever allow something like this to pass. But when you get Democrats in office, these things obviously pass. And it's actually super disgusting. And I mean, those are the stories for today, man. But we're not done though, because I want to show y'all something. And I have a genuine question. What is wrong with our country? We're letting a small minority of people use the government. The government has now become an arm of the LGBT. For all of you conservatives and libertarians that say, don't push your religion through government, shut up. Yes, I want my religious views pushed through the government. Why? Because that is the game now. This policy that Joe Biden passed affected a Christian college, forcing them to abide by the law of the LGBT community. The LGBT is successfully pushing their views on all of us through the government. Of course they are. It's the nature of things. The whole point of voting is to get somebody in office that represents your values. So of course, demons are going to try to get a certain person in office to represent their values and to push their belief system through the government. So what are you going to do? Continue crying and say you don't want to push religion through government? So what is your plan? They're already doing it. How do you fight back if you're not going to fight at all? And you're going to fight people like me who's trying to get my values pushed through government so we can push back to what the crap is going on. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. This country was built on my values, not secular people values. It's not a secular country. Not worldly people. No. This country is built on people like me, my values. So I'm not trying to push nothing new. I just want us to go back to the values of this country as it was meant to be. Because the LGBT is pushing their values through government. So as long as you're crying about Christians on the right trying to push our values through government, you keep crying and your kid is going to be 13 telling you how they think they're transgender because their teacher at school taught them that. So you keep crying. And it seems like it's only us in the West. It doesn't seem like this happened outside of Western societies. Matter of fact, in other societies, you bring up homosexuals, they start laughing. And I'm about to show you.
The gay community in Uganda is requesting to have a meeting with you. Would you give them an ear? The homosexuals in Uganda, they are requesting to have audience with you. Yeah. So they say...
Did y'all see this? In a lot of African countries, they're laughing at the idea of like when she said homosexual community, he said, what? There's no such thing as a homosexual community in Uganda. A lot of African countries has this the right way. Undeveloped nations, way poorer nations have it right. Why can't we understand common sense? This is how you know it's not natural. If this LGBT stuff was natural, it'd be rampant in all countries the same way it's progressing here. But it's not. In other countries, you get laughed out of the room for suggesting such things. And there's no such thing as a homosexual community in a lot of these African countries. And now there is efforts for, like that right there's an effort from the West to push it in those countries. But I'm not done. Look at this. We're not done. This is a different country in Africa. Look at this.
Africans have never been homosexual. We have never seen homosexual frogs. I have cattle. I've never seen homosexual gay cattle.
Simple. He said we don't even have homosexuals here. He said, I've never seen a gay frog. I've never seen gay cows. This is not normal. They understand common sense, and they're not afraid to say it because there's not this LGBT agenda there, so they don't have to be afraid to say it because everybody already agrees it's common sense. We're the only people that's sitting here saying something silly, and this is even coming from a woman president. If somebody would support the LGBT, statistically, it'd be a woman more likely than a man, and that's little statistics. Let's see what the first female president in Africa had to say about this. And this is Liberia this time. Let's see, is it different?
Africans don't play games, man. Listen to this.
Madam President, what's your position on decriminalizing homosexual acts in Liberia?
And by the way, even though Trump didn't go through with it, Trump is disgusting for trying to go across the world decriminalizing stuff. Worry about United States of America. Stop worrying about other countries. They have their laws. We have our laws. Let it be that way. You start messing with other countries, that's how we get terrorist groups. Leave other people alone, and that's even Trump. Trump didn't go through with it, though, but Obama did try to go to these countries. Leave other countries alone. Stop trying to make every country degenerate like the United States of America. Please stop. This is Liberia. Let's see.
I've already taken a position on that we're not going to sign any such law.
You won't sign any law to decriminalize?
I won't sign any law that has to do with that area, none whatsoever. We like ourselves just the way we are.
So, in essence,
we like ourselves just the way we are. We don't. Leave us alone. We're not signing nothing about that. Leave us the crap alone. We love ourselves just the way we are. My goodness.
Homosexuality for two gay men under the books is illegal in Liberia.
We've got certain traditional values in our society that we'd like to preserve.
Oh, you mean a conservative? You mean, wait, this woman hasn't, y'all, man, it just blew my mind. She's a conservative. We have traditional values in our country that we would like to preserve. Oh, duh. That's what the definition of conservative is. Duh. A conservative is somebody who advocates for traditional values. So for all of you conservatives that promote Blair White, Lady MAGA, Rob Smith, gays against groomers, none of y'all are conservatives. Y'all are all liberals or a moderate at best or a libertarian. You're not a conservative. A conservative is somebody who advocates for traditional values. Like, I don't know, this woman here. Let's repeat it one more time. What did she say? She said something so common sense that sounds so controversial in today's time.
Or two gay men under the books is illegal in Liberia.
We've got certain traditional values in our society that we'd like to preserve.
So you're
simple. That's not mean. That's not rude. That is honest. Conservatives are scared to say this. No, I'm a conservative. I want to preserve the traditional values that we've had and held in this country since its founding. Which means, yes, I am against two men or two women getting married. Matter of fact, I'm against atheists getting married. Period. Yes. Yeah. Because I have traditional values in this country that I would like to preserve. Why is this controversial? Why is this? What's wrong with this? You may have a different view, which is fine. But don't call me weird, made-up liberal names because I have the view that our founding fathers had. This is the issue. Why can't we stand up? If people in undeveloped countries are standing up, what's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? What's wrong with that? Listen, if you're still here, once again, me and Tyson James are releasing a album this Friday that will only be on allccg.com. And the first 500 people that sign up to the website will get a free signed physical copy of the album. The website is $7 a month. The app is coming very soon. We will have more artists on there very soon. And we're still adding music to the 24-hour music playlist. The radio station, we have a radio station on there that plays all types of Christian conservative rap music and some R&B on there. $7 a month, you get free stuff. You get free CD. You get discount codes on things. You get a lot. You get all of our music, all of our unbanned videos, allccg.com. And a lot of people ask what CCG stands for. It is Christian Conservative Gang, or it is Can't Cancel God. However you view it, it is what it is. We have to fight back. And as always, y'all know who I blame for the issues happening in the United States of America. I do not blame the atheists. I do not blame the secular people. I do not blame moderates. I blame Christians. I blame conservatives for not doing their job as Christians and as conservatives. People are scared to stand up. We have the left has successfully bullied us tonight. We're people scared to wear MAGA hats, and we're scared to say we disagree with same-sex marriage. We're scared to say the most basic things that's fundamental. DA with the $5, thank you. On the website, when you and Tyson have live chat, we will be adding live stream soon, but websites are very expensive. So we're adding things at a time. But yeah, I blame Christians and I blame conservatives. And once again, all of my live streams is meant to light a fire under the behinds of Christians. Stephen with the $2 said get Bizzle on there. We'll try. But yeah, I'm trying to light a fire under you to get you to stand up and be bold for God, because only the wicked people flee. Righteous people are as bold as lions. And as always, Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and everything will be added unto you. Stand up for God, not for anybody else. Not for me, not for Donald Trump, not for Joe Biden. Stand up for God.